All right, we should be live now. This is the Rowe-Thrush live stream. This is the Virtual Grainger Show wrap-up live stream that we're doing. I'm James Thrush with Rowe-Thrush, and Mark, you introduce yourself.
Mark Winters with Rowe-Thrush. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you everyone for jumping on or watching this later. So the purpose of this live stream here today is we just wanted to kind of give our thoughts about the Grainger Show, the Virtual Grainger Show, as well as the 5 suppliers of ours, overall what the kind of feedback and all that was in their booths. And then also talk about a little bit more of what Rowe-Thrush does as well. So first, I actually realized it's funny, Mark. I meant to bring in my Greg Biffle bobblehead that I have to put up on our shelf over here, but I completely forgot. I meant to bring it to show to everybody and to put it up there, but I completely forgot. So maybe next time we do this, I'll be able to do that. But real quick, my thoughts about the Grainger Show was, it was great. We had a steady flow in the American Standard booth. Just constant people coming in and out. And there was a chat issue on day one. I think it was a system wide, but you know what? They fixed it right away. And day two, we were able to get right back into it and didn't really miss a beat. Um, Also, one thing that I kind of noticed was, at least it seemed to me that suppliers were not able to attend any of the webinars or the discussions that Granger was having, and it'd be nice if we were able to do that. I understand we should be in our booths and all that, but I hope that they recorded those because I'd love to be able to watch those to be able to learn a little bit more about Granger's messaging going forward. So those were just kind of my thoughts about the show. Overall, though, it was an amazing show. Definitely looking forward to getting back in person. I think we all are actually. So, Mark, why don't you tell us what your thoughts were?
Yeah, I agree. I was in the Louisville ladder booth, and the chat conversations and engagements that I had with the Grainger sales force were pretty good. Obviously, primarily focused on new product launches from Louisville, as well as continuing to make the connections between the Grainger sales force and the field sales support network from Louisville, which is nationwide. So good first 3 days, and just like you, looking forward to the next two.
Yeah, definitely. The customer days, those are going to be great because we get to narrow down into what the specific customer wants and be able to make those product recommendations to them and their account managers.
Yep.
Yeah. So, within the American Standard booth, the hot topics, those were the definitely the touchless cadet toilet, which is an amazing new toilet that they have out there. You just wave your hand in front of this hockey puck-sized device, and it will flush the toilet. As long as you mount it within like about 3 feet of the tank itself, it does that wirelessly. And they have a manual override button on it too in case the batteries go bad. But that was definitely the big focus of the trade show, and everybody was asking about it. Make sure you stop in and you download that sheet. It's fully Grangerized, and it has links embedded in the Grainger SKUs that will take you to Grainger.com and the tank and the bowls that match up to it. Of course, obviously, the other big topic that everybody was asking about was hands-free faucets and flush valves. So that's been a hot topic for over a year now. With everybody really. And then we also had a lot of really great discussions with account managers about specific jobs that the customers are having, and a couple national account managers, with their customers too. So we got some really great things, coming soon. Really looking forward to it. So, Mark, you want to talk about the Louisville and the rest of the suppliers' booths?
Sure. Yeah. So the star of the show in the Louisville booth was definitely the new Cross Pinnacle fiberglass platform to leaning ladder that combines the sturdiness of a platform ladder with the ability of the lean green technology, which allows the ladder to be leaned on to walls, poles, or onto or into corners while still maintaining code compliance. So that was a recent product launch and continues to be a game changer, in the market. The second thing was the Climb Academy ladder safety training kit. Reminder, that's a free kit that contains a 36-page student handbook along with a DVD disc that teaches fundamental principles of using step ladders, extension ladders, and other climbing equipment. Obviously very helpful in avoiding OSHA fines and preventing ladder-related accidents. And then finally, good engagement through the chat to get the Grainger sellers connected with the Louisville Ladder Field sales support, as I mentioned earlier. In the FLIR and X-Tech booth, the SI-124 industrial acoustic imaging camera is a new product. That's Grainger item number 56HR76. Got a lot of interest from the Grainger sales force. As I said, it's a recent product launch in the Grainger offering. It visually shows pressurized leaks in compressed air systems and also displays partial discharge problems in high voltage electrical systems. So there's a lot of applications and relevant in all of the Grainger vertical sales segments. The mobile and compact entry-level thermal imaging cameras were an eye-opener to many Grainger sellers that we spoke with. Products like the FLIR One Pro, which is Grainger item 54JJ27, that attaches to your iPhone to make it a thermal imaging camera, and also the new C5 compact pocket-sized thermal imaging camera, which is Grainger number 56HR68. That allows end customers to arm their maintenance technicians with the ability to perform thermal imaging inspections on site, throughout the building. So those, as I said, are entry-level, lower price point thermal imaging cameras. Many of the FLIR territory sales reps were actually in the virtual booth working, and the feedback was very positive. I mean, they were pleased with the number of connections that they were able to make and potential leads, identified working with the Grainger sellers. In the pack strapping booth, the hot products were the battery-powered plastic strapping tools and the solutions they offer to key customer business issues such as personnel safety, sustainability, and improved productivity when converting from steel strapping to plastic strapping. The pack team received a lot of good questions regarding compatible strapping available through Grainger for the different machines and tools that we were highlighting within the virtual booth. And then the pack strapping team also received a few leads for larger automation projects at Grainger customer locations, which I think was a pleasant surprise to them. So the pack, field sales support team is definitely looking forward to following up on those opportunities. In the Triarch booth, there were several inquiries from Grainger sellers targeting climbing access solutions for specific applications in the manufacturing segment, as well as some automotive and transportation customer accounts. The Grainger branded literature in the Triarch booth was received very well. There was a broad selection of PDFs highlighting different Triarch product families, all with Grainger item numbers referenced throughout. And then finally emphasizing made in the USA products and the custom design capabilities that Triarch has with their engineering team, as well as some additional tools and resources that are available to Grainger customers and sellers, like the UDesign configurator website that we mentioned on our last live event.
Yeah, and that's a really great site. I think I'm not sure if it gets used that often. Do you know, Mark? Does Triarch know how often it gets used by account managers?
They do track it. It actually just got revamped, so it has a new refreshed look. It was down for a little bit, but I believe it is now live and available to the Grainger, sellers and customers again.
Yeah, and I've been on that site a couple times myself before, and it's a pretty cool site. Really slick how you can custom build your platform, and it'll tell you all the SKUs that you need in order to place that order. So really great product there.
Yep, agreed.
So we also represent many other suppliers other than these five that we've been talking about in the last two live streams. We've been putting this focus on them because of the Virtual Grainger Show and their attendance of the show. But recently we put out a poll on LinkedIn asking everybody out there what they would prefer us to talk about next. So we represent suppliers in lighting and electrical, material handling, hand tools, pneumatics, safety and security, plumbing and heating and air conditioning. And overall, the consensus said that you guys wanted to hear us talk about our security suppliers, safety and security suppliers that we represent. So we're going to talk about that now. So the first supplier I want to talk about, we're going through alphabetically. So the first one would be Eltronics. They're a manufacturer of power supplies for video surveillance equipment, access control devices, as well as fire alarm systems. So they're a great product made here in the United States. And if your customers have those types of devices in their facility, Eltronics, most likely has a solution for them. Next is Brightstrike. Brightstrike, they manufacture a lot of illumination products, primarily tactical flashlights, that police officers would use, military personnel would use. They also have a line of products called APALs, which are little adhesive strips that have an LED light to them. Another great product that is used by the military, but also you can use recreationally too. Next would be Essex Electronics. They manufacture access control devices. So whether it's a keypad reader or a card reader, they have all the different security access control devices. They also have a new redesigned line of handy wave products where you wave your hand in front of the sensor and it will send a signal to the door operator to open the door. So great. It was actually made for the healthcare industry, but with COVID and everything, it's being used everywhere now. Fastech, they're a safety supplier. They manufacture T-slotted aluminum that is and all the accessories for it to be able to make machine guarding. You could also make tool carts with them, and really your heart's content. So some great products there from Fastech. Garrett Metal Detectors is another good one. So walk-through metal detectors, handheld metal detectors, ground search detectors. In today's day and age, security is top of mind of everybody, and we want to do our part to be able to help keep everyone safe. And installing some metal detectors can definitely help prevent, harm to people. Nortec Security is another one. So with them, the brand that we represent is Mighty Mule and GTO, Gates That Open. So those are gate operators to be able to open and close gates automatically. They also have keypads and whatnot to allow that access if you needed security level to it. Spico Technologies is our video surveillance manufacturer. They also manufacture commercial audio equipment as well. So no matter if it's an IP camera system or an old, an analog type style system, they have all the different types of cameras, accessories, and recorders needed for that, as well as all the audio equipment, amplifiers, speakers, microphones, things of that nature. And then the last supplier would be Turnstile Security. So if your customer has a need for crowd control, that would be a great one for them. So anywhere where there would be a need for a turnstile to slow down traffic going into a building to control that. Grainger Corporate has some very, very nice turnstiles in them, with the glass doors. So with that, I would like to open up to any questions anybody may have. I'm checking the comments and I'm not seeing anything as of yet. Oh, you know what? I was told that I just forgot a supplier. I'm sorry about that, but Pipe Security Bollards. Somehow they got removed from my list, but Pipe Security Bollards. They manufacture bollards and the embedment sleeves for those bollards. So whether they're decorative or more commercial, industrial type looking, they have all the different bollards that you need, and they're manufactured here in the United States too. So with that, now that I finished up the list, would like to open up to any questions anybody may have.
All right, James. So I got looks like 2 questions at the moment. So the first one is for Spico. The question is, does Spico offer facial recognition cameras?
Yes, they do. So they actually have a couple of different cameras that do that. That's a great question because that's what's kind of on top of mind of everybody these days when it comes to video surveillance. They also have recorders that can handle that too. Their recorders can actually handle motion detection. They can tell you if it's a vehicle too. They have vehicle detection that can even get down to a motorcycle or a bicycle level as well. So some great new products there. Currently, though, those items are only available through sourcing. They have not been added into Grainger's system yet. So if you have any questions about those types of products or have customers with those needs, please feel free to reach out to us and strike up that conversation, and let's see what we can do to help you out with that.
All right, second question, and this is actually a really good one. So, can you use Garrett metal detector products in food processing to check for medical particles? I'm sorry, metal particles in food. My bad.
Okay. Well, I've been asked that question before once. Actually, I think a couple of times, and no, they are not. They are meant for people to scan people when they're coming into a facility to check them with the handhelds. But what I would recommend, we actually have another supplier, Erie's Magnetics, that they actually manufacture. Magnets that you would put in line with the food processing, and they're meant to catch any metal particles that are in the food. They have grates as well for if it's more of a liquid form and whatnot. So some great products there, to help your customer out with those. Yeah.
All right, one more question came in. What is a bollard?
What is a bollard? So bollards, they are those metal pipes that stick out of the ground near entrances or any piece of machinery that they don't want a car to possibly drive into by accident. You typically see them, like I said, around those types of areas. Warehouses will have them at the corners at the ends of aisles to make sure a forklift doesn't turn into it and knock a shelving unit over as well. So that is what a bollard is.
All right, I think that's it for now.
That's it. Okay. Well, Mark and I have been kicking around the idea of doing these more often and possibly opening these up to actual interviews with our suppliers. So, maybe we might do a poll later, to try and gauge people's interest in that and see. But I imagine we're probably going to keep on doing this because I think people are liking it. So. I don't know, Mark, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. And I think we definitely have some suppliers, specifically safety and security suppliers, that would be very interested in coming on to a live event like this and sharing their screens to show, software programs and kind of system integrations, as well as, just do product demos, just show the features and benefits of some new products that are, live and available through Grainger.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, with that, just going to quick wrap up now. So a couple things that I want to mention is one, if you're not already using the Rowe-Thrush SharePoint site, you should really reach out to us and ask us for access to it. It's a valuable resource that we put together specifically for the Grainger Salesforce. I actually just finished up doing about just over 30 district team calls, walking the teams through the SharePoint site and showing them the four main features to it, which is Rowe-Thrush News, our entire library of Graingerized literature, Rowe-Thrush videos, as well as links to all of our suppliers' websites. And actually, the next Rowe-Thrush Solutions video that will be coming out will be targeting the multifamily segment that will be released on June 1st. And it will only be available to people that have access to the Rowe-Thrush SharePoint site. So if you don't have access and you call on multifamily customers, reach out to us so that you can get access to watch that video once it's released. Also wanted to really quick touch base about what kind of sales support Rowe-Thrush can handle. We handle things from an inside seller standpoint, so we can jump on a Teams call with you and your customer, make product recommendations, and learn more about the environment and what they need. And if anything, if it came down to the need for an outside sales support, we'd be able to get you into contact with the supplier to be able to help out with that. And then the last thing is district team calls. I mentioned I just finished doing just over 30 district team calls. Mark does team calls as well. So does Charlie Lang. Many Rowe-Thrush employees do these district team calls. I just, like I said, finished the 30, primarily focused on the Virtual Grainger Show as well as the SharePoint site. So if you have an opening in any upcoming district team calls and you need somebody to fill in that slot, please feel free to reach out to anybody here and let us know, and we'll be able to get that scheduled for you. So with that, it's Friday afternoon, so hope everybody has a great weekend. Mark, you got anything else to add at all?
Nope. Thank you for attending. If you have any questions or need any additional information, don't hesitate to reach out to any of us at Rowe-Thrush. We're here to help.
All right. Well, have a great weekend, everyone. And until next time, take care and be safe. Bye.
Thank you.